Why do we use a long serve to the body? Why should you use this middle, body-targeted long serve more often? You play fiercely against familiar opponents, but you struggle and lose against strangers. Right, so I want to teach you this tactic. Here's how you fix it. If you and I were playing the match for the first time, we'd be strangers. For my very first serve, I would always choose to serve this ball. Watch. I would always choose this serve. Why choose this one? First, think about it. Many of you ask, should I serve short or long? If I start by serving a long ball to his backhand, what's his most natural, instinctive return? Whether he can loop it or not, he'll use his backhand. If I start with a long serve to his forehand, he'll use his forehand. So why are simple long serves to the backhand or forehand less effective? Because when you don't know your opponent, you first need to figure out, is he stronger with his forehand or backhand? This middle, body serve lands right in this awkward zone for the opponent. It's uncomfortable for both his backhand and his forehand. Now, when someone faces a ball that's awkward for both sides, they will always use their most confident, most comfortable shot to return it. That comfortable shot involves two choices. First, when they see a long ball, will they loop it or will they push, block it? Second, will they use their forehand or backhand? If the opponent is in this situation, and they go for the loop, if their first instinct is to attack that ball, and not to push it. Second, if the opponent chooses to use their forehand to return it, that means they avoided using their backhand. What does that clearly tell you? It tells you the opponent is most likely forehand dominant. Their backhand is probably their weaker side. Otherwise, on an awkward middle ball, they would have used their backhand. They wouldn't have gone for the forehand. The fact they chose the forehand means they trust it more than their backhand. If a player's opening loop is average, when they see this ball, they won't loop it aggressively like coaching. Maybe just block it awkwardly, or even if they use the forehand, they'll just push it. So, with this one serve, you also learn about your opponent's ability to attack long balls. So if I see someone step up and loop it decisively pop, they attack my serve right away. Then my tactical plan for the rest of the match might change to this. Okay, I'll focus more on short serves, more on control, and I'll look for my own opportunities to attack first. But if I serve long and they just push everything back, that means their loop probably isn't strong. So, their attacking ability is average. Then, for the rest of the match, I can serve more long balls to them. Even later in the match, when they're serving, I won't play tricky or delicate receives. I'll just return long. So, this body-targeted long serve to the middle is used like this in a match. You serve to that in-between, awkward spot. Then you watch. Do they use forehand or backhand? You learn their forehand, backhand preference. If they can attack well, I focus on short serves and control. More variation. If they can't attack well, I might even serve mostly long. My receives will also be more long pushes. More of these simple, direct, long balls. See, no matter what, with this one serve, I gain incredibly useful information and signals. Sometimes players say, "Coach, I played a whole match and I still don't know my opponent's style. I don't know if their forehand or backhand is better." Or you figure it out after the match. What's the use then? Well, you can use this serve right from the start. Plus, starting with this serve has another big advantage. Everyone expects the first serve, maybe a short forehand, maybe a short backhand, maybe a long forehand, maybe a long backhand. First spot, here. Second spot, here. Third spot, here. I'm first expecting a short serve, forehand, or backhand. The second possibility, I might think, maybe they'll serve long to my backhand, but I almost never expect a long serve right to my body to start. Oops, my mistake. The very first point of the match, bam. I hit you with this. Okay, second point. Let me give you another one. Friends, if you were my opponent, would you have expected my very first serve to be a long, body-targeted ball to the middle? You wouldn't. First serve, I went long. What are you thinking? Second serve can't be long again, right? Time for a short one. Sorry, my second serve is exactly the same spot. Maybe from the same position, one is sidespin topspin, the next is sidespin backspin. And I'm also checking, how do you handle backspin, how do you handle topspin? So, with these 2 points, the placement is unexpected for the opponent. And with these 2 serves, I learned their ability to attack long balls, their forehand, backhand strength, and how they handle different spins, their overall adaptability. Friends, these 2 points, these 2 serves, they likely help you into points, and at the same time, give you all this valuable intel. Isn't that crucial for the mid-game, the end-game, even the second and third sets? For your tactical choices, your positioning, your serve placement. It's incredibly useful. That's how you develop a clear game plan. So, starting with these 2 serves, you come out ahead no matter what. Best case, you gain 2 points, and you gain information. Even if I only win one of the 2 points, I'm still coming out ahead. Because at 1-to-1, I've gained a ton of useful intel. Even if I lose both points, it's okay. It's not a total loss. Sure, I'm down 0-2, but at least I now know, is your forehand or backhand stronger? How's your topspin, your backspin? I've got a clear read. At least from my next service game, I can serve with clear purpose and targeting. Now you know how to use this serve. And when should you use it? Sometimes when you play, you feel stuck. What does stuck mean? You serve short to the forehand. Crap, they flick it. Okay, let's try short to the backhand. Oh no, they banana flick it. The wide angle, I'm scared to serve there. Let's try long to the backhand. Oops, my serve wasn't great, and they loop my long backhand serve easily. Long to the forehand, even scarier. One bad serve there is a guaranteed point for them. Where else can you serve, you feel out of options. Everywhere you serve, they seem to handle it well. If they're solid everywhere else, if their wings are both strong, this middle zone is usually weaker. Why? Because a ball to this spot, whether they use forehand or backhand, forces them to be uncomfortable. They have to adjust their feet, right? An opponent who might be quite balanced on both wings can be forced to move and adjust with just one well-placed middle ball. That's how you break open a stagnant situation. You make a player who doesn't like to move their entire body. Haven't you already gained an advantage? See the logic? So, is this serve useful? Extremely useful. Now you know how to use it. Use it first to open a match. Second, use it when you're stuck and need to break the deadlock. That's the left side spin, long serve to the body. So, this left side spin serve is primarily used this way. Clear, everyone.